Students, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video lecture, we are going to solve the last 10 questions remaining from ILS Keith Williams Radio Navigation chapter. Let's begin. Question number 111. A locator beacon differs from an NDB station with respect to what characteristics? Now, a compass locator or just a locator is an equipment that replaces the outer marker. Now, this compass locator is nothing but an NDB station, but this compass locator is used for enabling your aircraft to track an approach course towards the airport or towards the localizer course. It is used as this locator beacon is used as an approach aid. A normal NDB station like this will be used as an aid for en route navigation. Okay, so a locator beacon and NDB station differ with respect to their operational use. One is used for cross-country navigation, another will be used as an approach aid. Second is transmission power. Okay, so a locator will be a low power is a low powered NDB station, whereas another or a cross-country navigation NDB station is high powered. Now, presentation in the cockpit. Okay, so presentation in the cockpit is more or less similar. Your NDB station will use RBI indicator, RMI indicator, whereas a locator will use CDI equipment, okay, course deviation indicator. Okay, so next is frequency band. Both of them use low frequency and medium frequency band. So the differences belong are limited to operational use and transmission power. So statements 1 and 2 are the right ones. So option Bravo will be the correct option. Next, 112. ILS transmitters use what bands? Now ILS transmitters. First, localizer. Localizer operates in the VHF frequency band. Your glide slope operates in the UHF frequency band. The marker beacons operate in the VHF band again. Okay. So ILS transmitters use VHF, UHF and high frequency band now. In case they use compass locators, in place of outer marker, they will operate in the frequency band of low frequency, medium frequency. So UHF and VHF band is the most suitable option, option A. What is the effect of FM commercial station, FM radio stations that transmit on frequencies just below 108 megahertz, which is used by ILS localizer? Now, the frequencies at which these FM broadcast stations operate, they are frequency modulated, right? So, if they are frequency modulated, so the main carrier frequency of these radio stations will have different variations in frequencies superimposed on the main carrier frequency. These variations in frequencies will transmit pieces of information that are desirable. Okay, so using these variations in frequencies, using this frequency modulation, information is transmitted via the main carrier wave. Now, there is a high chance that these variations in frequencies may interfere with your ILS localizer frequencies. So, in order to prevent that from happening, we have something called immune filters fitted in the ILS localizer equipment. These filters will filter out any variations or any interference originating from this FM radio station. So the correct answer is this transmissions may interfere with ILS localizer and glide slope. No, they interfere only with the ILS localizer. These transmissions may activate the FM immune filter, which results in the appearance of localizer and glide path failure flag. No. These transmissions may activate the FM immune filter, which results in the appearance of the localizer failure flag. These transmissions may interfere with ILS localizer, which may lead to erroneous deviation indications. Yes, so option delta is the right one. Concerning the localizer principle of operation, the needle of aircraft indicator is centered when the difference in depth modulation is zero, null. Okay, so this is your ILS localizer radiation pattern. Now, when you are located on the center line, on the extended center line of this runway, you will receive both the signals, 90 Hz and 150 Hz signals equally. We call that difference in depth modulation being equal to zero. When your aircraft deviates from the center line of this runway, the difference in depth modulation will increase. It will be more than zero. Next. Concerning the glide path principle, the needle of aircraft is centered when the difference in depth modulation is zero again. Same concept applies to the glide path. When you are correctly established on the glide slope of this, okay, of this runway, somewhere here, you will receive both the signals equally. Okay, the difference in depth modulation that time will be equal to zero. When you deviate above the glide slope or below the glide slope, again the difference in depth modulation will increase. ILS receiver measures the difference in depth modulation of the transmitted signals. Okay, so option A. The principle of operation is based on difference in depth modulation. Phase comparison and everything else belongs to VOR, frequency modulation, radio altimeter. Okay, next. The ILS marker with an oral frequency of 3000 Hz. So 3000 Hz belongs to inner marker. 1300 Hz modulation frequency belongs to middle marker. 400 Hz modulation frequency belongs to the outer marker. So correct answer is 3000 Hz belongs to the inner marker, option A. The ILS marker identified by a series of dots is again inner marker. So outer marker is series of dashes 2 per second, middle marker alternate dots and dashes 3 per second, inner marker a series of dots 6 per second. The ILS marker with an oral frequency of 1300 Hz is your middle marker. So option alpha. So this successfully brings us to an end of a productive lecture and all the series of lectures in which I have covered the ILS questions from Keith Williams' radio navigation book. Do watch all the lectures, watch the lectures twice, practice these questions on your own without looking for any answers or explanations. ILS questions are very important as far as CPL, ATPL, and airline exams are concerned. Even when you transition to practical flying, be it your flying training, your commercial flying, whatever, you will be executing or exercising or performing these ILS approaches every day, every flight. So a good grasp of this subject is very important. The theory, the numericals, and the practical applications or practical case studies of ILS. Best of luck. I hope you all pass or whatever exams you are preparing for. Let me know any questions, doubts, comments, feedback in the comment box of this video. See you in the next video lecture and keep working hard. Best of luck.